Welcome to another episode of a St Vincent Untold Stories. Do you remember in a previous episode we spoke about the fishing industry in St. Vincent and other Grenadines, and we told you that some fishermen from outside of St. Vincent were fishing in our waters and making all the money, while St. Vincent is making nothing because of a deal that St. Vincent did with those men. Now we have the St. Vincent Green Party leader saying the same thing. In St. Vincent, we are seeing that a lot of persons' toes and legs are being amputated due to diabetes. And we are going to show you that food is essential to keeping a good diet when it comes to being a diabetic. Some schools in St. Vincent were reopened today, and we are going to give you a feedback from what some of the students have been saying. Big ups to all of my subscribers. And if you are new to the channel, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon if you wish to see more videos like this one. Well, a lot of our subscribers have been saying, untold stories, how come we are not hearing your voice in some of those daily episodes? Let me give you the main reason. It is because one telecommunications company is focused on blocking ads while their service is extra slow. Every minute they are breaking down. So by the time we want to upload the program, it is something different. Was it the mule or the donkey who said that the world wasn't level? And now we are seeing just that with that telecommunications company. Karma is a funny thing, you know. It is alleged that not every country or island is allowed to get a license to fish in bluefin tunas. But they say that St. Vincent have one. And we often wondered why the Taiwanese was doing so many things in St. Vincent and making all those donations. I remember in one episode we looked at the price that the tunas were sold off for around the world in places like Japan. You see, what you don't know is that the bluefin tuna is a delicacy on tables around Asia. They use it to make things like sushi. Nothing on the tuna ever spoils, you know. They use every part of it. When you go to some restaurants in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the normal price of our fish lunch is around 15 EC dollars. But what is it that they give you with that rice? Sometimes they give you these rockfish, a red fish, a snapper, grouper, and so forth. You can get a pound of fish in a St. Vincent at 8 EC per pound. So when a fish food is sold at 15, then it means that you make a profit. But when we go to buy the fish lunch, we want to have something like a bluefin tuna on our plates. All the fish are tasty. For example, the jackfish, the robin, and the balahu. They are very sweet. But every fish has a different taste. And the world is saying that the bluefin tuna tastes better. And that is why the Asians are rushing into our waters to get a taste of that. I know that there are many sailors locked on to untold stories. Sometime when you are on the ships like the Royal Caribbean and so forth, don't you hear the Filipinos are saying, more rice, more power? Well, in St. Vincent, we should be saying, more bluefin tunas, more money. But because of the deal that St. Vincent made with Taiwan, we now have to say, under this regime, more extreme poverty, no factories, no industries are being created. You see, the bluefin tunas that they say the Taiwanese are catching, St. Vincent could have been catching those tunas for themselves and selling them off to Japan and using that money to rotate around to build factories so that we can export the different fishing pans. We could have placed the Balahoo, the Robin, and the Jackson pans. You see, Mr. O'Neill, he would have made a great leader. But because of what is going on in St. Vincent right now, under the big man, persons are saying that if they ought to choose a leader different than him in this time, it got to be someone younger. As a Vincentian people, we need accountability. We need to see that a document that was signed between St. Vincent and Taiwan. We uploaded a small clip recently showing that one of the supporters of the regime was saying that she went into a bank and the lines were filled. But at the cashier desk, it has said closed, closed, closed. Every time you visit some banks in St. Vincent during the lunch hour, you always see that there is one cashier at the desk, and they are saying that the others went out for lunch. How can so many cashiers go to lunch during the busy hours? Oh, come on, man. Isn't that at the time that people visit the banks most because they get their lunch break, so they decide to go and pay their bills and so on. You see, at untold stories, we went to the school of hard knocks, and we know that experience is the greatest teacher in life because we used to work for a big company, and we know that 12 o'clock is normally the busiest time in those workplaces. We don't want to downplay anyone. But now is the time that we need to use our common sense properly. There is another problem that persons are having with the banks. Sometimes they have these lines, and within those lines there are persons that go there on behalf of business places, making these massive deposits and holding up the lines. So you want to tell me that you can't set up a special cashier to deal with those deposits? You think it is easy right now in this time of this big C to be clustered up in those lines? Growing up as a boy, I cannot recall that any of my grandparents or great grandparents ever lost any part of their bodies to diabetes. You see, we grew up on some strict biblical rules. For example, we don't consume things like pork. We don't consume wild meat like the iguana, the agouti and the manaco and so forth. We don't eat things like crawfish and lobsters. Please do not take my words out of context. I am not trying to knock anyone's hustle who wants to eat pork and so on. It is your choice. I cannot tell you what to do because I am not the man above. But all I am saying is that we never grew up eating those things. Remember, there is a saying that says you are what you consume. Some persons often recycle the phrase that was said in the Bible, bless and eat. But if you read carefully, you'd understand that not everything would be good to eat. So these land turtles running around, why don't you eat them? That if they go in to the toilets, they would scrape up everything. Why don't you eat the mahogany boards, like the cockroach, if everything was to bless and eat? No matter what we do in this lifetime, there has to be rules. There must be wrong and there must be right. How comes that when there is a shortage of dogs and cats, they are quick to call out the Chinamen? Wasn't you the ones who said bless and eat too? As what untold stories, we have decided that we are going to conduct a survey to find out from people living with diabetes what was their diet like before they found out that they were diabetic. Viewers and subscribers, let us be honest, we are all humans. And some would say, well, untold, pigs are eating this and pigs are eating that. And if you put the goat and the sheep in the same area, they would eat the same thing as well. And you are so correct. Hence the reason why so many persons are now vegetarians. It is the same like the fish in the ocean. We normally condemn the fish, the mullet, because it eats number two and so forth. But the fish in the ocean eats the same thing. Because if they are hungry and there is nothing around for them to eat, they would grab it up like the mullet You see, St. Vincent and the Grenadines could be 100% better if when we conduct these surveys, we start finding solutions to the problems and we start acting on them immediately. With that being said, I just want to big up the entire population in St. Vincent, the regional islands, and the international countries who are supporting and praying for us during these difficult times. We thank you. I'm out.